So today I'm going to show you how to service clipless pedals. In this case, we're going to be servicing a Crank Brothers Mallet E. So why would you service your pedal? Well, pedals take a lot of abuse. They hit the ground miles and miles out in dust, rain and mud. It all gets in there over time. So take it apart, refresh all the grease and the bearings, and you should have your pedal that feels like new. So the first thing to do is you need to disassemble the pedal. So holding the cage here, get a 6mm Allen key and just put it in the end cap and simply undo the end cap like so. So as the end cap comes off there, just put that to one side nice and safe so you don't lose it. So the next step is to put the 8mm socket in here and actually remove the axle from the pedal. I'm sure you've realized that I'm using a new pedal for today's video, but the principle is exactly the same. So the little 8mm nut comes out. So we've removed the nut from the end. It's dead simple to get the axle out of the body of the pedal. Just give it a bit of a pull and it should come nice and easily. Now we've got the axle out, the things that we need to check. Clean the axle up, ready to apply fresh grease is the first point. But also check these seals for any damage. If they're split, then that's going to cause you a lot of problems. All the water is going to just go in there if these are damaged. So check them. This here is where the bushing sits on the inside of the pedal there. Check that that's nice and smooth and your bushing will slide onto there nice and easily. Also on the end is a small bearing. You need to check that that's clean and the bearing can go on and off there with ease. The threads on the end, so you can tighten the pedal, they shouldn't be damaged, but just double check. And lastly, get your axle and just run it along a flat surface. You should feel if it's bent by doing this. It's simple to take apart this Crank Brothers pedal. Just need a T25, 2 bolts in each end, and once those bolts are undone, the pedal just comes apart. Okay, so now we're going to check the contact points within the body of the pedal. The first one is this little sealed bearing which sits on the outside of the pedal. So I'm just going to tap it out. So there you have, small little bearing. Now one little trick you can do is get your axle, and just by turning the axle you can check what condition your bearing is in. If it feels gritty and horrible, it probably needs replacing, although you can prolong the life of them if you take the time to remove the little blue seal on the bearing. You can sort of pack it with grease and that might buy you a month or so more use. Now I'm going to reinstall the bearing into the pedal. Firstly, get a bit of grease, put it in there in the bearing race so it doesn't seize if you service your pedal again at a later date. Drop the bearing in. Make sure that it's sat nice and square back in the body of the pedal. So the final check is the bushing. Re-grease that. You know that your pedal is ready to go and in perfect condition. Last check is the clip mechanism, possibly the most important bit of the pedal. Just check this by sight, make sure that everything's in good order, the spring is working correctly. These can be replaced if you have damaged one, and also you can get the bushing and bearing kits as a full service pack for these pedals. Okay, so now it's time to reassemble the body of the pedal. You'll notice that I've left it sort of so it makes sense and you won't forget how it goes back together. So one little tip that's worth doing to keep the moisture out is just put in some extra grease here on these seals. That way you have another defense. There is 2 seals on this pedal, but a little bit of grease just stops the moisture getting in there. And then you're ready to put the axle back in the body of the pedal. So get your 8mm nut and your 8mm socket. You can just tighten the nut onto the axle until it locks off. Pedal's nice and secure now, and all that's left to do is put your 6mm end cap on. Be careful, Some pedals have really fine threads on these, and if you over tighten them, you can damage them. So there you have it. Crank Brothers pedal, all serviced and ready to go. I'd recommend doing this once, maybe twice a year. It will prolong the life of your pedals and hopefully stop you having to buy new ones more often. So for more maintenance videos here on GMBN, you can click up here and that'll get you through to our maintenance playlist. And if you want to know how to pedal like a pro with me, you can click down here and that'll get you through to that one. And click on me to subscribe to GMBN and you'll never miss a video. And lastly but not least, give this video a thumb up like. We like them a lot.